Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Grab your coffee, right? You're going to need it. Who doesn't love coffee? Who preserves their coffee grounds and their coffee beans? I do. We're going to be talking about food preservation today, okay, using Mylar bags. Why? Well, Mylar bags are an effective way to store dry foods like coffee beans, beans, lentils, rice, grains, flour, okay? After going through the pandemic, okay, it's clear that most of us now see the benefit of having basic food storage. Am I right? And the method of using Mylar bags is simple, it's effective, and it could keep your food fresh for up to 25 years, depending on what's inside. Now, Mylar bags, all right, they are an easy way to protect your bulk dry goods from light, moisture, insects, and oxygen. Removing oxygen from dry food acts as a natural preserver in boosting shelf life. And oxygen within food can speed up the growth of mold, bacteria. So this process acts as a natural preservative, if you will. Now, the bag itself is made of aluminum foil and a food-grade plastic. And Mylar was produced back in the 1950s for many other products. But when utilized for food storage, it was accompanied by the important layer of food-safe plastic. Now, make sure when you're purchasing your Mylar bags that they are labeled for food storage. That's very important. And I will leave links in the description box below of where I get and what kind of Mylar bags I buy personally, okay, that I have had success with. Now, once the food is properly stored, the bag protects from gases, light, punctures, and moisture. It is not, I repeat, it is not rodent proof, okay? So depending on where you are storing your bags, you may want to keep this in mind. Now, Mylar bags are not easy to stack either. All right, so consider condensing storage, taking a second step like totes to put your bags in. Okay, despite these minor downsides to the bags, okay, this method is cost efficient, it's simple, and it's easy to do in bulk, okay? Now, however, for safety, make sure that you are choosing foods with less than 10% of moisture, okay? Things like dried fruit, popcorn seeds, high-fat foods, they are not the best options. Why? Because the moisture inside of these foods will alter the food safety standards and put you at risk for botulism. Now, this is what you're going to need. Mylar bags, okay? You could have all sizes, all right? A funnel, a scoop of some sort, okay? You can get good ones at the dollar store, depending on what you're scooping and storing, okay? Oxygen absorbers. Now, when you generally buy Mylar bags, generally they do come with oxygen absorber packs. Sometimes they do not. But when I'm shopping for my Mylar bags, I always buy the same ones, and they always come with the oxygen absorber packs, okay? So the next thing is a mason jar is what I prefer, but a jar or an airtight container to store your leftover oxygen absorber packs in, okay? Now, if the oxygen absorber packs stay out, if you just let them sit out on the counter, they will quickly be spent, okay, from absorbing too much oxygen in from the air. If you want to use any other, use any like another day or whatever, they have to go into an airtight container. They have to for storage, okay? The next thing you're going to need is a heat source. The best thing to do is get a cheap old hair straightener, okay? The next thing is a box for your Mylar bags. I prefer totes, okay, but you can use whatever you want. Trish, she likes to use banana boxes, okay, and labels and a permanent marker. All right, now your setup, simple. Take a little time to set up your assembly before you get started, okay, so that it'll be a smooth. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, okay. I like to have my bags opened, standing in something like Tupperware, okay? So it's easy. Now, while storing things like beans, for example, it's easy to fill several bags at a time. Boom, 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 right? This also helps me be quick adding oxygen absorbers. You fill it, you fill it, oxygen, fill it, oxygen, fill it, oxygen. Okay, it's like you're doing like an assembly line. Okay, and it's like you do it in succession. Sometimes I even tell Sean, "Oh, let's go. I'm filling, or he's filling, and oxygen, oxygen, oxygen." Okay, it's easier to do it this way. It really is. Now, once you get to filling, okay, and once you have your bags open and they're all stacked up, all like lined up in a row, right? Just get your scooping. Let's hit. You know what I mean? And go through and fill your bags. I fill my bags to like 3/4 full, right on. And then have just a little bit of room at the top to seal. And once the bags are full, I do like this thing. I like take it and I boop on the counter. And like everything like packs itself down, and then do it boop one more time, pack it on the counter. And then everything falls down and you're good to go. All right. Okay, so then you leave a little bit of an opening. Okay, you put your oxygen absorber pack in there. I want all my bags prepped like this so I can just move quick. Boom, 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 boom. It's just so much easier like that. And some Mylar bags, I like the ones that come with the Ziploc seal on it. That's the ones that I buy. All right, those are the best ones, in my opinion. But sometimes the seal does not replace the heated seal. So I do both. Okay? I do both. Now, this may seem like obvious, right? But once you've waited to label after sealing because you thought you would remember, but you forgot, because if you've got mom brain like me, all right, you don't want to make that mistake again. Okay, so save yourself the trouble and label it first. Right on. Now, sealing the bag. I like the hair straightener idea because it's easy to use. It's easy, it's fast to seal the bags. It really is, okay? And I think it's easier to do several bags really quick because it's literally like zip, zip, zip. I mean, you literally, the hair straightener literally goes so damn fast because it's so hot. You're just going rip, rip, rip right through it, okay? Now, and it's so darn quick to do it with the hair straightener. It's unbelievable, all right? Now, if you only have an iron, a clothes iron, it's doable, but it's going to take you a little bit longer, okay? Now, you do not want food near the seal, okay? So, shake down the loose particles again if you have to, okay? Then I use my hair straightener on the highest setting, okay? And then run it over the top of the bag to seal, just except for the last few inches. You know what I'm saying? Now let's talk about placing the oxygen absorber packs, okay? Before you do this step, find out how many absorbers you will need per bag, because it's a whole different ball game if you're doing just a small bag, or if you're doing a gallon bag, or if you're doing a 5-gallon bag. It's different. You got to do different cc's for each size, okay? Now, I like to mark my bags with how many I'm using, okay? Now, if I'm doing, okay, I got a pound over here, pound over there, I got rice over here, beans over here, I need this many cc's, this many cc's. You see what I'm saying? Now, also there's a few foods that you cannot use oxygen absorbers with. It's sugar, salt. Okay? You will have bricks. No lie, you will have bricks. Okay? It condenses into like literally, I mean, it'll go right through a window. Okay? So, once I'm ready, okay, you put the oxygen absorber packs in. Okay? Now, I want to be able to seal each bag within minutes. I mean, literally minutes of adding that oxygen absorber pack. Okay? So I prepped each bag. It helps with the process. Going by fast. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? Access oxygen absorbers. Where do you put them? Right into an airtight container. Right on. Because what this does is it gets like the air pockets out. You know what I mean? So then I label my food in 2 different places, okay? The first place is on the bag as it's filled. And then I write what it is and the date that I did it, okay? Because I don't want to get mixed up with what I'm doing. I like to store my Mylar bags in separate containers to prevent rodents and also to stay organized. Each of my large containers that I label with the product inside and add dates that I pack some of the food, okay? Now, there are plenty of dry, low-fat foods that you can store this way, okay, that have a long shelf life. Now, completely dry, dehydrated veggies and fruits like bananas, chips, whole grains, white rice, spices, beans, pastas. Those are examples of foods that fit in this category for decades. All right. Now, there's other foods like dehydrated meats, brown sugar, brown rice, nuts, seeds, softer dehydrated fruits, vegetables like apricot. Okay. Ground grains, granola are some that can be stored in Mylar, but with a shorter shelf life. Okay. These foods carry a bit more risk with time, so it's best to swap them out after a few years. Okay. Botulism is a toxin that is caused by bacterium that grows with foods with at least 35% moisture and no oxygen. All right. And this is the primary reason it's best to stick with low moisture foods. Now, if you have a Mylar bag that looks like it's full of air or it's bulging, it's a likely sign that there's botulism or bacteria. All right. Now, though cooking can kill that botulism, if you can, just toss it. I'm being serious. Now, if you are in an emergency setting and you need to eat food that you are concerned is contaminated, you can destroy the toxin by boiling it for like 10 minutes. All right. But I hope this helped you guys out. Okay. Especially for the new people that are prepping. All right, guys. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fear less. Ciao.